Welcome to VIP Money Farm. This is Mr. Rich Big. Here we'll be discussing business and investment opportunities and strategies. Please be advised that this is not financial advice, just entertainment and financial information to help you do your research. Let's go. All right, so guys, I'm gonna start now. So I want to thank you guys to show up to our first podcast, right? So what we're gonna talk about today, there's four main topics I want to talk about. The first one is gonna be ChatGPT. So we're gonna do a deep dive into ChatGPT to see the different avenues we can take it to be productive. And then the other thing is we're going to talk about reasons, why it's hard for certain individuals to achieve wealth, right? And then we're going to take a look at one of my favorite book and so forth. So let me... All right. So one of the first things I want to talk about is, what's the purpose for VIP Money Farm, right? And the main purpose of VIP Money Farm is to, provide a community for like-minded individuals where, we can discuss different business and investment strategies, right? So whether it's starting a business, researching a business, or looking into certain boring business. This is a place. Also, we look into investment strategies, investment opportunities, passive income strategies, and opportunities as well. So, one of the main reasons, a lot of people may ask is, why create a Discord, right? So, one of the main reasons behind that is that I want to create a space where individuals can come together, individuals of like-minded profession and interests where we can discuss different things. And one of the main reasons for having a community is that, most often, I know you may, hear the term birds of feathers, flock together, right? So I strongly believe that if we, come together in a community, we can share ideas, where the ideas can benefit, every one of us in a sense, right? So that's one of the main reasons why I am creating this community. Also, I want to create a space where, different individuals of different professions can come together and, communicate. And when I talk about professions, in particularly, I'm talking about like devs, developers. And, as you can see, we have, Gonzalo in here. In a few minutes, I'm going to ask him if he wishes to introduce himself and some of the services that he offers. So that's one of the main things. I want to have a area where, developers for different type of products and services can come together and communicate with potential clients. And also, one of the main reasons also is that sometimes it's hard to find. You may have an idea, but it's very difficult to find that person that can bring your ideas to fruitions, right? Currently, I'm also researching different devs for a project that I'm involved with to develop a logo and branding, and sometimes very difficult to vet these different developers to find the right one for the job, right? And sometimes, most often, the most experienced may not be the perfect individual for the type of job, right? So that's one of the main reasons I want to create this space as well. And so, early on, DeFi CEO asks, a lot of people may be asking, what's up with the My Rich Pig, right? And if you notice, the mascot for the VIP Money Farm is an ape, right? So I'm a big fan of the Planet of the Ape, right? That's one of my favorite movie. And the one thing I noticed in the Planet of the Ape is that the apes, they always treated unjustly, right? They always at the bottom of the pack, and they always been mistreated. And so in a sense, I always, to some extent, can relate to that. But always at the end of the movie, the apes risen to the top, right? They become the alphas. They become the most experienced. They become the smartest, that eventually take over the world, right? So that's why I kind of, in a sense, see myself in that capacity where, I'm the underdog. Kind of the same thing with pigs. They consider underdogs, right? So that's why I kind of take on this type of persona, because I know that, being humbled, not consider yourself, above anyone, right? You can, in a sense, set yourself up for success. So that's one of the main reasons for the name. So the first thing we're gonna touch base on is why is it hard for some people to achieve financial freedom, or why is it seems that they most often missed these opportunities to, in a sense, change their lives, right? And to answer that particular question, I'm going to give you a story that sometimes opportunity can look you straight in the eyes and you don't see it, right? Sometimes you need a mentor to kind of guide you to certain success, right? So giving us a short story, a couple months ago, I was running a financial blog, right? And I was looking for writers. I was on Upwork searching for writers to write on certain topics. I was also running an e-commerce site, and I hired people to, write descriptions and titles and things of the sort. And while I was, browsing different social media, I used to see these ads. Use AI to write your blog. Use AI to write your description, and use AI to write essay. And I was like, oh, what type of nonsense is that? Yes, the AI may write a blog, but it's probably going to be very generic and not useful, right? And I saw it over and over, and in a sense, I just ignored it. And fast forward a couple of months, when I was introduced personally by someone that I know about AI, and it was at that time I took a real look at AI and what are the different avenues and how productive it can be. Then I realized that I could have been using AI to write blogs and product descriptions and titles and marketing materials and so forth. So that's one of the main reasons why I think that sometimes it's very hard to see opportunities, and sometimes you may see opportunities over and over, but sometimes if you don't have someone to be a mentor, or if you're not a part of a group, right? Another situation was, I think it was early 2022 when, Wall Street Bet was coming together as a collective group to invest. A lot of people joined our group, and a lot of people, in a sense, gain a lot of wealth from that just by being part of a group. So, that's one of the main reasons why I think that, people need to be part of a group, right? As they say, birds of feathers flock together, right? So if you mingle or be part of a community of like-minded individuals, you will eventually learn something to, in a sense, advance your skills, right? So that's one of the main reasons, in my opinion, why a lot of unfortunate, people don't, in a sense, take advantage of certain opportunities to change their life because they're not in the right crowd, right? So that's one of the main, that's my opinion on that topic, right? So before I, start a deep dive into using AI, I'd like to call on Gunslow, if you could, come on stage for a second and introduce yourself and talk about some of the service that you offered. You there, Gunslow? If you're not able to, you can just type in the chat right to the right there. But I'm going to continue, and if you're able to come on stage, then you just let me know. All right, so just to move on, I'm going to move on to the main topic of the evening, which is the ChatGPT, right? How to use AI to be more productive, right? And just to touch on that topic, if I should describe AI chat, right, I would say it is like having a personal assistant, right? A personal assistant with multiple PhD in all subjects, in all subject matter. So whatever the question you want to ask, right, you can pretty much just ask AI chat, and it will, in a sense, give you the information that you're in a sense seeking, right? So we're gonna before I move on, we're gonna do some tests. Some test prompt, right? And one of the main thing you want to understand regarding, using AI is that the more specific that you can make your prompt is the more beneficial the result, in a sense, going to be, right? So one particular app that I use to help with prompts, I'm gonna switch my screen. I use this website, Prompt Perfect, right? It helps to, in a sense, make your prompt more specific to what you're looking for, right? So, for example, I'm gonna search a particular prompt that says list the 10 richest person in the world, then create a ranking chart, right? So if I go to ChatGPT, can you see my screen, DeFi CEO?
Yes.
Yes, so I'm gonna put in the top 10 richest person in the world. So if you notice, it doesn't show, it shows their ranking, but it doesn't show how much each individual wealth is, right? But if I go over to prompt perfect, right, and I just put it in, it's gonna make it more specific. It's gonna help you to make your prompt a little more specific, so you can get a better results, right? So as you can see right here, first I put in 15 words, and then it changed it to 151 words, right? So if I go back and I plug it in, then the result going to be different, right? So if you notice with the first, I said list the top 10 richest persons in the world, then create a ranking chart, right? Then the new prompt was, please provide a list of the top 10 wealthiest individuals in the world, ranking them based on their network, right? So that was main specific, right? You guys can review later on to see the extent of the prompt. So right here you can see that I put Elon Musk at the top with the amount of money and so forth, and then at the very bottom you see what this individual network is, and then also it has a little chart right here, right? So and then the thing is, you can copy this chart and you can put it in a document or whatever you want, wherever you want to put it, right? So that's what I meant when I say you got to be specific with your prompt, right? So if you put in something generic, then that's exactly what you're gonna get, right? So another example, this helps you to be productive and help you if you're doing research and so forth, right? So I put in another prompt, and as I move forward, the prompt's going to be more advanced and more technical, right? So this other one says, list the top 10 data set companies that offers financial data, right? So right here it gives the top 10 companies that offer data set. And data set means if you're going to create a particular type of application and you need data, these are some of the companies that you can use to access these type of data, right? And the same thing if you go to prompt perfect and you put in this initial information, and you're going to see that you're going to refine the prompt, right? Because the most important thing is asking the right questions, right? If you ask the right questions, then you get the right answers that you're looking for, right? So as you can see, my question was 11 words, now it's 69. The questions are more specific for a specific result. We're not gonna in a sense look at that. But the other thing that you can use on ChatGPT for is that you can use it to pretty much learn anything, right? So the prompt that I'm going to put in now says, can you create a 6-month weekly lesson plan to learn basic Spanish? Please include YouTube video lesson and YouTube video lesson, right? So sometimes there may be a little typo, sometimes I might even waste time to correct that. ChatGPT just correct that for me, right? So with this prompt, you can pretty much learn anything. Not only Spanish, you can learn almost pretty much every languages, right? You can set it up for 6 months, 3 months, depending on the type of learner you are, right? And it provide YouTube links to each lesson, so you can get some visual on those lessons as well, right? Right. So, and with this, pretty much, as I said earlier, every languages you can learn anything. Even if you want to become a Python programmer, you just change basic Spanish to basic Python language, and it pretty much do the same thing, right? But we can do a little bit better with this prompt. So I go over to prompt perfect and I put that in, and while that is going, give that a few seconds. So, the main idea here is that you put in specific questions. So as you can see, from 23 words to 281, this is a more in-depth prompt, right? It's almost like an essay. So you copy that, right? And you go back over here and you put it in, right? I'm gonna see how different the results gonna be from the initial one. So this one pretty much a little more specific, right? But it's the same. It didn't have the link. Since it provided a link before, then it just said insert links there, right? And the other thing you can also do, if 6 months is too long, you could say, can you make it 3 months, right? And pretty much what it's going to do is going to revise it and congest the lessons. So instead of 3 months, 6 months, it'd be 3 months, right? So using ChatGPT is like having a personal assistant with a PhD in every subject, right? And a lot of times, most people who are using ChatGPT, they may think that you only can use it for like essays and basic stuff, but you can get really advanced with it, because like right here it says, can you make me a rap song about Mr. Rich Pig? The song should include these qualities: rich, fat, tall, smart, sweet talking, pretty big teeth, and so forth, right? Gangster rap. And then once you clicked it, again, artists these days don't really need to have songwriters. They're just putting whatever they want, and as you can see right here, I'm not an artist, but you get a picture. It has the chorus and everything, right? So if you practice this, you can pretty much make your own iTunes song, right? And something like, yo, you listen up, I got a tall, I don't know, but Mr. Rich Pig is the boss of the town, sweet talking ladies, and so forth. I'm not a singer, so but you guys get the gist. You can pretty much make it your own rap song, right? And then even though you says a rap song, you can change to say a classic, and it change the whole thing into a classical song, right? So that's it. That's that part right there. This are the last prompt before we move on to more productive prompts. We're going to take a look at this one. This one, you can have ChatGPT do poems, right? And, different types of writing material, right? So this one, it says, can you write an inspiring paragraph about Mr. Rich Pig, right? Make sure to state how he created Discord and to bring like-minded individuals and professionals together, right? And it says, meet Mr. Rich Pig, a visionary entrepreneur, right, philanthropist, who embark on a mission to empower and inspire individuals, right? So it does exactly what you want it, what you ask it to do, right? And so forth, right? So you guys, can pause the video if you later on YouTube and read it and so forth, right? So we're going to take a look at other things that you can do to be productive, right? So I'm going to put in a list of just names, right? And for the past, oh, I didn't give it an instruction. So for the past couple of weeks, while I'm doing work, I use ChatGPT to help to be more productive, right? So I'm gonna ask it. I'm gonna say, I'm gonna put a list. I'm gonna say, can you? I'm gonna wait a second. Let me just put it in first, right? And I'm gonna say, let's put it in. Let's see. So I put in those random data, right? And I'm gonna say, can you remove the numbers and see what happened? Right? So you see, it just changed the data and removed the numbers, right? You see that? So, say for example, you have 1,000 names and you have some numbers at the end and you want to remove it. Instead of doing it manually, you just paste everything here and you just give it an instruction, right? And say if you want to put in alphabetical order, and you can see that it just put it in alphabetical order, right? So these are some of the things that you can, and you can even put by the number. You can say, and you see, you can ask it to put a number these names, and you see from 1 to 20, right? So we start out with the numbers at the end, just random numbers at the end, and remove the numbers, and now we put them back. We put in alphabetical order, and then here we put the numbers on the left, just a number each name, right? And then you probably could even do other works with these numbers. You could break them up. Probably could ask to break them up in groups of 2s or groups of 4s, or based on popularities and so forth. So those are some of the things you can use ChatGPT for, right? Another thing you can do is we're getting a little more advanced with the prompts as we go along. We start off very simple. So, say for example, you have an investment idea, right? And you have some money and you want to invest, but you're not sure on the results, right? So I haven't tested this prompt, but it says, if I invest $10,000 in an ETF, right, and the return is 15% to 35% each year compounded, what will the return be in 10 years? And then say, if I should also invest the same amount in crypto market with a 1% return each day, what would be my return after 1 year? Can you also compare the investment return between ETF and crypto market, right? So let's put that in and see. So want to compare each ETF funds and crypto market, right? And as you can see, it does all the advanced calculation that will probably take a couple of minutes, or maybe 30 minutes or so to figure out, right? And then at the bottom it says, after 10 years, the return on the ETF investment would be between approximately 40,000 at 15% return and 174,000 at 35% return. After 1 year, the return on the crypto market investment would be approximately $36,000, right? it's important to know that investment in crypto market right? So it gives you pretty much results. So with this information, you can make an informed decision, right? Which one is best to invest in, right? Which is a more profitable investment. So this is how you can use ChatGPT to be more productive, right? And advance your skills. And you can also use it to, create applications. So in a sense, you can, be more productive and create more passive income opportunities, right? So with this prompt, this is a good prompt. Let's bring it over to Prompt Perfect and see if they can, make it a little bit more specific and a little better. So while we wait on this, anyone have any questions? Or what do you think so far?
Oh, I had the mic on. But yeah, I find it really interesting. There's a lot of ways people use, ChatGPT, and this information right here is, solid information. A lot of people, don't know how they can implement this into not only their, daily lives and businesses and so forth. So this is,
Yes, it's so Gun Solo. I just got to read his message, and he says that he having some mic issues. So yeah, maybe next time, I'm not seeing where I can help him to come online and say a few words. But Gun Solo, for those who are here, you can directly message him if you have any questions. If you have an idea of creating a product. He's very, very excellent with Python, and even if he doesn't know something, he's willing to seek the information that he needs to get the job done. And also he has a nice team, a supportive team that they has a variety of skills, right? And also Gun Solo, he positioned himself in a project management type of situation where he can help you to source the skills that you need, right? So he's the perfect person to contact. So he's here as a member in Discord, so you can just reach out to him and ask the question that you need, right? And also Discord is a very good platform, unlike Zoom, where you only get like 10 minutes, and then after 10 minutes you have to log out and then log back in, or you have to pay for a subscription, right? All right, so I'm gonna go back to that prompt. I started with 72 words, and it gives back 23. So it's a little more specific, right? As you can see over here. Excuse me. So yes, you can be very. We're gonna put this back in and see what type of prompt or what type of result it gives you. You can be very productive, very, very productive with ChatGPT to get all sort of task complete, right? So as you can see, the calculation the result is a little more detailed. The result is the same, but the process provided a little more detail, so that you can see how ChatGPT arrived at the results, right? So you can backtest your ideas. If you have an idea, you put it in to see if you can, in a sense, arrived at the result that can help you in the future, right? I'm going to put in a different style of prompt. Let me see if my screen seems a little bit dark. Let me see if I can brighten it. Okay. So this prompt that I'm going to put in, it says, write a paragraph about SPRITZ Finance. So SPRITZ Finance is a company I'm using to off-ramp funds from the crypto market. You can use it, as it says right here. You can use it to top up Visa card with your cryptocurrencies, off-ramp your favorite crypto with fiat to your regular bank account, right? And you can add it to your Apple Pay, and you can refer a friend, right? So I said write a paragraph, right, about SPRITZ Finance. These are the services SPRITZ Finance offer: pay your bills, and so forth, right? And you just click enter, right? And you have a paragraph. I said, SPRITZ Finance is a versatile financial platform that offers a range of convenient services to its users. With SPRITZ Finance, customers can easily pay their bills, streamline the process, and ensuring timely payment, right? And so forth. So as you can see for yourself, it's you give it the information, and it, in a sense, give you the results that you're looking for, right? And it's the same thing. If you say, for example, if you're an athlete and you're training to increase your speed, you can write a simple prompt asking to create a 3 months or 6 months training program. Practicing 3 days per week, 1.5 hour per practice, and ChatGPT will just create the speed workout for you, right? So this, we're getting advanced as we go along, right? So this other prompt I'm gonna put over, I'm copying right now, is regard, say you have a business idea, right? A business idea, just an idea, and you don't know what it takes to bring this idea to fruition, right? You can put your idea into ChatGPT, right? And as you can see, it says, I would like to develop a chatbot for the financial market. Can you create an outline, a detailed developmental plan with the set of skills I will need to bring it to fruition, right? So I have the concept, introduction of the concept, right? And I have, it says, comprehensive financial insight, right? The chatbot will have access to a vast 9-year data set, right? So when I say data set, it's data set from the financial sector. So these are like live data or whatever, right? And then I say it of the AI chat technology to leverage the data set, right? To provide the information. And as you can see right here, it gives you everything that you need to bring this idea to fruition, right? It bullet points everything that you need, right? Data collection and integration, right? You're going to get an API integration. It tells you exactly what you need, right? So if you are looking for a developer, you have an idea of the skills that you're going to need, right? So right here it says skills required, right? It gives you the programming, and it says program like Python, data handling, APIs, right? And user interfaces is a website section. Marketing knowledge, testing, quality assurance, right, and all these things. So that was a basic prompt. Now, if I bring that prompt over to Prompt Perfect gonna really um, go to work with it, right? So while that, I think, let me see. Yeah, so prompt perfect gonna really go to work with that. So let me see, it's almost done. All right. So it says right here, it changed a little bit. It says from 228 words to 250. So if it's a little more refined, because visually you can see that it's a little more refined. And I go back over here. So as you can see right here, it outlined the entire business concept, right? I say comprehensive financial insights. The bot will have access to an extensive 9-year data set of crypto and stock market information, right? It outlined everything. So in a sense, you can, share this information with the developer, right? And you and the developer can discuss some of these main points, discuss some of the needs that you will need to bring this idea to market, right? And with this information, you can start to create your team. You can source a project manager to help you source these skills or hire the individuals that you need to bring this product to fruition, right? So this is what I mean when I said you can use ChatGPT to be productive, right? You can pretty much learn anything, and you can build products. You can use ChatGPT to refine ideas, right? So with that said, we're gonna move over to the other segment, which is talking about one of my favorite book. And one of my favorite book is the richest man in Babylon. And I think DeFi CEO, I think early on you mentioned that you have read that book. Is there something you want to share with us, a main point from that book? Are you still there? So while you also DeFi CEO mic is not working. So one of the cool thing with ChatGPT is that someone told you about a book, like The Richest Man in Babylon, right?
Hello?
And you there?
Yes, sorry. Can you repeat that again? My Wi-Fi is kind of chipping out the last part.
Okay, so I was asking regarding the book The Richest Man in Babylon. You shared earlier on that you read that book before. Is there something that you would like to share? Something that stands out to you that you would like to share?
One thing I could say is basically taking the idea of having, structure in your finances and keeping track of what's coming in and what's going out, and knowing how to delegate everything, in an efficient way, and having, the right mindset and how you want to, do things regarding your finances.
Yes, that sounds on point. And the other thing I want to kind of point out is that if you're supposed to read, what happened?
Yes.
Oh, you can hear me? Okay, so my headphone, was plugged in, and for some reason it just, it goes dead. Well, you can hear me clearly, right?
Yes.
Okay, so so I lost my train of thought here. So yes, as I was saying that, if you're supposed to read one book regards to finance, right, and no other book, The Richest Man in Babylon should be that book, because it gives you the entire foundation regarding how to handle your money and how to accumulate wealth, right? So I'm going to put in this prompt right here. It says, what are the main points from the book The Richest Man in Babylon, right? So you can use ChatGPT to help you summarize books, find out the main points in books, and so forth. So I'm going to go over some of these. So it says right here that The Richest Man in Babylon by George Carlson is a classic personal finance book that imparts timeless financial wisdom through a series of parables set in ancient Babylon. Here are the main points and lessons from the book, right? It says, pay yourself first, right? So a lot of times, when we work, we just spend and we pay bills, and we pay everybody else except ourselves, right? We don't pay ourselves first, right? And the other thing it points out, live below your means, right? That means you don't overspend and things of the sort. Invest wisely, right? Put your money to work by investing in profitable ventures. Seek expert advice and diversify investments to reduce your risk. Avoid risky speculations, right? Things like the cryptocurrencies. Take control of your finance. Be proactive in managing your money. Protect your wealth. Make your money multiply, right? That goes back to saving and investing, passive income and so forth. Set financial goals. Seek knowledge and wisdom. So that means you constantly educating yourself. Be disciplined and patient. Control your emotions. Right? Do not let fear or greed dictate your financial choices. Make rational decisions based on careful analysis. Give back. This comes to charity, right? So those are the main points from the book. So in a sense, if you don't have the time to, read a book, or you just want to get the main point of the book before you buy it, that's pretty much the prompt you can put in to get the main point, right? So there's another version of a prompt you can put. You could have put a prompt that summarize the book, right? So summarize is pretty much the same thing as the main point, right? So basically you can use the same prompt, but you can use different book, whatever book you wanna, in a sense, learn more about. You could be specific with your prompt, right? So that you could say things like, I'm gonna paste this one here. You could say things like, can you provide the 5 takeaways from the book, right? And it gives you, the 5 takeaways, right? I guess the main 5 things, which is part of the main points. So one thing that with that book is that it has a lot of quotes in there, right? A lot of quotes that, that's useful. And if you want to share those quotes with other people, right? So another prompt you can use, you could ask, can you list, you can ask for list the top 5 quotes, or, the top 10 or whatever. And it pretty much says, A part of all I earned was mine to keep. Right? That's a quote, which is kind of the same thing as paying yourself. Right? So you can see it pretty much pinpoint some of the popular quotes from the book. Right? Let's look at a couple of them. Right? The more of a wisdom we know, the more we may earn. Right? That goes into education. Right? And there was a popular one that something at this with regards to fortune, favor. I don't think that one is from this book, but regarding that, pretty much basically in a sense, I don't remember the exact quote, but basically that if you want to achieve certain results, then you have to pretty much go there and be active, right? To achieve those results. You're not gonna achieve results just sitting home not doing anything, right? All right, so that's it, and you pretty much can do this with within a book to learn whatever you want from pretty much any book. You just plug it into ChatGPT, right? So some of the other use cases used for proofreading. You can write copyright. As I said early on, you can use it to write product title, product description, marketing materials. Do CEO search engine optimization for Google ads and things of the sort, right? So to wrap things up, there's a site. Another thing, I forget to go over this other part too. There's extension that you can use to help you take advantage of ChatGPT, right? So for example, if you go on YouTube, and with that YouTube extension, if you notice right here to the top right, you can pretty much summarize. I'm going to find a different video, something other than a music. All right, just a second while this page load. So for example, for someone who may have hearing problem, and they can go on YouTube and they can find a video, and they can have that video summarized, right? So, all right, let's click on this one. And on here, to the right, all right, let's click on this one.
A Peter Lloyd World exclusive on the world's fastest man. Welcome back to the channel, people. Welcome back to the channel if this is your first time here. Thank you for making it Peter Lloyd World. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button so we can continue to grow. When you do that, hit the notification bell so you know in the next.
And basically what it's going to do right here is that it's going to summarize that video. It's run a little bit slow. I'm not sure where the computer. And it's going to summarize the video in text. So for example, if you're an individual with hearing issues, or you don't hear it that well, or you in a type of situation where you're not able to listen to the video, you can get that video translate to text, and you can pretty much read it like how you would read a blog post, right? My computer is running real slow. I'm not sure what's going on here. But normally, let me see what's going on here. Okay, here we go. So as you can see right here, it gives the title and the transcript of the entire video, right? And you can, sometimes it just gives the main points of the video. and you can just read it, and you get all the information from the video, right? So that's one use case for that. And then sometimes normally the computer is running very slow, but on each video, if you notice right here, you see the ChatGPT sign logo. That means you can just click on that logo and it converts the video to text, right? So I'm going to close some of these pages to make the computer move a little bit more slower. All right, so we're coming to the end of the podcast. So one other thing, we're going to briefly kind of look at a few prompts, just to kind of show you, what some of the ideas, right? So this is like, we're not going to look at this one today, this link, but as you can see, it said ChatGPT prompts for business. So you can see some of these are prompts ideas, right? Generate a script for a 30-second commercial promoting our new product, right? So you can have different business prompt. Write a script for a webinar and best practice for use in our product. And you could have the product name and things of the sort, right? And for students, right? You can have different type of prompts. So the main takeaway for this evening podcast is that you got to be more refined with your prompts, right? You can ask ChatGPT different, reasoning questions like, in a room there are 100 murderers. You kill one of them, how many are left, right? Ideas that you can plug in, and it gives you, the results that you're looking for, right? All right, so that's the end